I'm Josh Lindsay. Today I'm going to teach you how to sing high C. High C is not an easy thing to sing. Sometimes it takes years for people to figure out and to train. So don't be surprised if you can't get this overnight, okay? But I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks and some exercises so that you can feel like you're on progress to sing high C. You have to have the right technique. You have to go to a voice teacher that knows what they're talking about. Preferably, if you're a tenor and you want to sing high C, you need to find a tenor teacher who can sing high C. Okay? Don't go to a teacher that can't sing high C if you want to learn how to sing high C. Okay? Second, you have to learn the technique. You have to do this in the right way. So for me, I want elongated vocal cords and I want adducted vocal cords. Okay? So if I shorten my vocal cords, it's going to sound constricted. Okay, it's not going to be good. If I abduct my vocal cords, it's just going to sound spread. Like that, okay? So we want lower laryngeal position. We want the larynx to be low, and we want the vocal cords to be adducted, sorry. So they are going to be brought together, nice and close together. And so it'll sound like this. Like that, okay? So that'll have a clear sound. It's not going to sound constricted. It's going to sound free. And once you get this the strength down in the vocal cords, then you can sing high C till the cows come home, okay? You can just sing forever. But getting to that point, it's like going to the gym and you don't expect to bench press 315 pounds on your first try, okay? You might start with maybe 50 pounds or 100 pounds, and then you work your way up to a heavier weight. And then eventually you can get into some super heavy weights. Like in singing, you can't expect to just start singing high C right away. So you want to start out a little bit lower than where you want to go, right? So the ultimate goal is to sing high C, but let's say you can only sing up to F right here, right? Okay, that's the top of my register. So I want to try to push it higher and higher and higher, up. Okay, so let's say that you can warm up to high C. Okay, so you can go. Let's say you've already got to that point where you can warm up to high C. Now, what do you need to do to be able to sustain it? That's the question, right? Here are some exercises that I do that will, when I try to work on my high C. First, I will go, okay, why don't you try that? Okay, so if you can't keep the vocal cords together that high, I would do a different exercise. I would do so I do this on E, I flip into falsetto, and then I come back down, okay? But eventually, as my vocal cords are getting stronger, my arytenoids can handle the weight and the pressure, then I'm able to do this on ah, all the way up as high as I can go. So I go, ah! So that's around C sharp or D, or somewhere around there. So sometimes I go higher than that, sometimes I go lower. So it's around there, okay? So the next thing that I do is that I will do na exercise.
No, no,
Let's go a little bit higher.
no, no,
And higher. And there we are at the C. Okay. Now, once you have C, you need to go a little bit higher than that. Okay. Let's try this right here. And higher. So that's E right there. It's not going to be the most beautiful thing in the world for you to sing a high E. Well, maybe it will be. But typically, it's not going to be the most beautiful thing. Okay? But what it does is it just stretches you beyond your typical range. Okay? And Pavarotti would say you need to sing a third above where you want to perform. Okay, so if you're singing a high C, you need to at least warm up to E flat or E. Okay, so I know sometimes that seems a little daunting, right? To be able to warm up above high C, right? Because most tenors think, oh, C is the top of my register, but it really isn't. Probably around F is around the top. Another exercise that I do is I'll just do a 5 notes scale on up to the high C and above. So I'll start this on D major right here, and I'll go like this.
No,
On Na.
no,
Let's go up.
no, no,
Should we try one more? Woo! Super high. High E. Here we go. Yeah, not the most pleasant thing in the world, but it just stretches you up there, okay? And it's kind of like in weightlifting. If you, let's say this E is your 1 rep max, but this is like 30 pounds lighter than your 1 rep max. It's much easier, right? So it's the same principle. If you can warm up higher than where you want to sing, it makes all the notes below it much easier. Another one that I do is I will do. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, let's start right here. And one more. So I'll do 2 octave scales. Let's try one more right here. Should we try one more? I think so. G minor. Okay, so that's just a little bit of, it just kind of helps you get up to that C, okay? And I like using the N consonant. N is really it really helps adduct the vocal cords. It's like as opposed to like an S, which would kind of abduct the vocal cords. So, there are some major pitfalls when trying to sing high C. Believe me, I've done them all. Okay, so for one of the major pitfalls is singing with too much weight in the voice. Trying to bring up your chest voice up to your upper register, and that's just killer. It just doesn't work, okay? Even for bigger dramatic voices, it just doesn't work. So if I try to go, trying to bring that weight up to the C, it's impossible. You can't do it. You just have to let go of the weight. Boom. Okay, you've got some baggage, just let it go. Okay, so we want to go. Okay, so let go of that weight up in the upper register. Okay. Another pitfall that I see is trying to push too hard. Okay, you need increased subglottal pressure when you sing a high C. Okay, much more than you're going to sing, the C below or the low C. Okay, this top C will take some more subglottal pressure, but it's not exponential. Okay, the line of power that you need, it looks kind of like this. Okay, you need increased subglottal pressure, but the rate of subglottal pressure doesn't increase in the same fashion. Okay, so you need more subglottal pressure the higher you go, but now at a lesser rate, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, a lot of singers will go. They'll push it, and it sounds strained and bad. But the opposite problem is also true. We don't want to undersupport it. Okay, so if I'm going, yeah, undersupporting is going to be killer too. Okay, so it's like the Three Little Bears. Okay, too much, too little, just right. Okay, we want it just right. Not too much support, not too little support. And the window for getting the right amount of subglottal pressure right is very, very, very small. Okay, so it takes a lot of practice to get this right. Okay, and you have to have a lot of things happening right in your technique before you even start to even approach high C. Okay, so if you're just starting out, I would make sure that your lower and middle registers are totally secure and they sound beautiful. And then once you master that, then you can start to move up to your upper register, starting to go through the passaggio, and then once you master that, then you can start working on the high C. Okay. For me, one of the easiest high Cs around in the literature for tenors is A Mes Amis. Even though this aria has 9 high Cs, the approach is actually pretty easy. Okay, it's an octave jump with kind of a staccato jump up to it. So for me, that's the easiest approach. So if I go, so yeah, I go, So that high C right there is, yeah, all high Cs are going to be, relatively difficult. But that one, octave jumps, for me, once you get to the high C, not a big deal. Okay? There are other high Cs that are definitely trickier than that. Okay? Another one that's, for me, a relatively easy one is from Turandot. When Kalaf sings with Turandot, Gli enigmi sono tre, una la vita. Okay, so he goes,
Gli enigmi sono tre, una è la vita.
okay. For some reason, so on the high C on the so is much easier to sing than other vowels. For me, it's the vowel and the approach. Okay, how it's approached, if it's an octave leap or if it's kind of the contours like this. If you're hanging out in your upper register, like in the passaggio, forever, and then you have to set the high C. Oh my gosh, that's the biggest pain in the butt. Okay, you don't. Oh my gosh, that's so difficult. So, yeah, there's another high C in Turandot. Ardente. This one's a little trickier. The approach is not that bad. You are singing on a G, and so it's kind of just above the passaggio for a tenor, and then the last note is an ardente. So and the e is on the high C, and for me the e vowel is a little trickier to do than an a vowel on a high C. So this one goes.
No, principes altera, ti voglio ardente d'amor.
Yeah, that one's trickier for some reason. Yeah, and I have to do the Italian hand movements with it too, or else it just doesn't work, okay? Good, okay. So, another one that's difficult for me is the Bohème high C. Okay, La Speranza. Just because it's this e vowel again. La Speranza. This e vowel is always a big pain in the butt. So, yeah. Let's see if I can do it today.
La speranza.
Okay, so I can do it. Yeah, it's just I prefer that a vowel over the e vowel. But you know what? You're gonna have to do high C's on various vowels, so you have to, practice it on o, on a, on e, e. Hopefully, it's not on e or oo. Ooh, that would be awkward, right? Où se devine la présence. Let's try that one. So this one goes.
Où se divine la présence.
Yeah, that one's actually much easier because this is za vowel, right? Much easier. So the mechanics, we want the vocal cords to be elongated. We want them adducted. Okay, but we don't want the vocalis muscle to be too activated. We want to have a free sound, right? There will be pressure on there, but that pressure is happening because the arytenoids are really coming together and bringing the vocal cords together. Okay, it's not because I'm activating the vocalis muscle, the thyroarytenoid muscle, the muscle around your vocal cords. Okay, so for those muscles, we want to kind of let go. Okay, so it's like. If I activate those muscles, it's not going to be free, right? How that's a tight sound. We don't want a tight constricted sound. We want a free sound, right? Okay, yeah. So, how many high C's can you sing in a day? I don't know. Maybe 100. I don't know, or more. It's not forever, but if you condition your voice, you can pretty much sing, any note for, a long time. But if it starts hurting or if you start getting hoarse, that's not a good sign. Something's going on that's causing you to get hoarse, right? So yeah. Another thing is the resonance. We want a nice, bright, ringing sound to the high C, right? And so resonance primarily happens at the vocal cord level, okay? So we have our vocal cords right here and right behind your Adam's apple. And when they're fully adducted, they're brought together and stretched out by lowering the larynx, then we get very good, it's primed to have very good resonance. A secondary factor in resonance is the shape of the vocal tract, okay? So if we have our mouth, our lips, our jaw, our soft palate, our pharynx, all of this shape right here will affect the resonance. So how does this shape affect the high C, right? Let's try it out. Let's say if I have my lips down, my jaw kind of down like this, so if I go okay, I can still make I C that way, but it's not as bright as I want it. Okay? Maybe if I have a little bit of a smirk right here. Okay? Maybe that's a little exaggerated, right? Now I'll sing the high C, and then I'll move my mouth around to see where the most optimal position for that vowel is. Okay? That's probably it right there. Yep, exactly. So, yeah. So keep on working, and let me know in the comments below how you can sing high C if you can, and what you do to sing that. Okay? And if you have any questions, I'll leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to respond to your questions. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. Have a great day.